Several points clear at the top of the table and into the Champions League round of 16. After a trophyless first season in charge, it seems inevitable that Pep Guardiola will pick up his first piece of silverware in charge of the Sky Blues this season. They've been scoring goals for fun and talked about as one of the best teams the Premier League has ever seen, and with an EFL Cup Final to come against Arsenal and a chance to win their first trophy this season today, now is the perfect time to start the Manchester City full career mode story. And as I'm setting up the save, I'd also like to say as well, if you're a new viewer to the channel, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more daily FIFA career mode videos. I post one career mode video every single day, normally twice, so if you're new, stick around, click the subscribe button, become part of the family. Alright, so as we enter the career mode, we're going to start off by taking a look at our budget, our expectations, and our current squad as well. And as we start off with the transfer budget, you can see we've got an absolutely massive one. £132 million to play with in this transfer window, and I am so excited to splash that cash and make some incredible new signings to this already stacked team. As for the expectations, well, as you can see on the pitch, these are our three key ones. We've got to reach the Champions League final with Manchester City in our first season, something they've never done before, and also win a domestic double of the FA Cup and the Premier League as well. We may have a lot of money and a really good team, but those are some tough aims there. But as we take a look at what is an amazing team, we should definitely be able to deliver on at least two of those three objectives set by the board. This attack is absolutely fantastic. The midfield is incredible, and the defense is really strong as well. It's a really great 4-3-3. The bench isn't bad either, and there's some good young talent lurking in the reserves too. I really like the squad, but there is room for improvement. In terms of new signings, I definitely want to strengthen the left back role this season. Whilst Fabian Delph has reinvented himself there and done very well, and Benjamin Mendy's arrived from Monaco, I would still like someone else to fill that gap and be a real good first choice left back for us. Plus the midfield role too, I'd like to make this younger. David Silva's now in his 30s, Fernandinho's in his 30s, and Yaya Toure on the bench is in the twilight of his career. I want a new, younger first choice midfielder to go along with a left back as well. Those are my two main areas for concern this season. So I've identified my number one target for Manchester City, and it's the Italian midfielder Marco Verratti. Just 24 years old but already 87 rated, with some incredible stats and a 4-star weak foot with medium high work rates. Technically this guy is an absolute boss and will complement our midfield trio perfectly as the long-term replacement for Fernandinho. I want Verratti, we've got the cash, let's go bring him in and make him our headline signing. Now, Marco Verratti is currently valued at £55.5 million, but there is no way we are getting a 24-year-old for anything close to that. If we want Verratti, we're going way over the valuation, and we'll probably need to spend around £80 to £90 million minimum. This is going to be a big transfer fee to start off with. Now, we will offer the valuation bid to begin with, because I always encourage this. Sometimes the clubs will accept the valuation bid right off the bat. It's unlikely for a key star player of someone's team, but sometimes it does happen, so we'll just test the water and see what they say. And Unai's come back to us and said, no way, man. We want £102.7 million for our Italian midfielder. Oh, that would be a massive transfer fee, and whilst we can't afford that, I want to get that down a bit. Second bid, and I'm going to up it to, let's not waste this time anymore. Let's go to £85 million, because we know we'll have to spend an awful lot of money to bring this guy in anyway. So that's £30 million over the current market valuation, £85 million, and they're saying no. They're sticking to the price tag of £102.7 million, so if we want him, we might have to go into the £100 million mark. Alright, third time lucky. We've got the money to make this deal happen, but I still want to save a little bit of cash for a new left back as well. So, what we'll do is we'll up it to £93.5 million. That'll give us £38.5 million still left in the transfer budget, still cash to play with, and we should wait and see whether Unai will duck down the fee he was asking for just a little bit. And they're going to say, yeah, £93.5 million for Verratti. It's an awful lot of money, but you get what you pay for. He's going to be a great signing, I'm sure. So we've met Marco Silva and his agent and agreed on two components in the contract: a 5-year deal with a crucial squad role, no release clause as well. He's going to want a wage increase right now on 115 grand a week, but how much more is he going to want? We'll offer what he's on at PSG right now, which is the 115 grand a week salary, leave the sign-on bonus up to the agent, and see just how much more cash he wants to come to Manchester City. No, he wants a wage decrease of 20 grand to join us here, plus 2 mil after 20 games as well, and a 1.4 mil sign-on bonus. Well, we'll remove the appearance bonus, we'll offer that contract as it is, and he's still going to take a wage decrease of 5 grand a week less than what he's on right now. Marco Verratti wants to come to Manchester. He just wants to come to the Etihad Stadium. So that contract is better than I ever could have asked for. 5-year deal, crucial squad role, 110 grand a week. Marco Verratti, welcome to Manchester City. It's a lot of money, 93.5 million, but that contract is an absolute bargain. Welcome, Marco. It is a lot of money to pay for a new signing. It makes him the 5th most expensive transfer of all time. But Marco Verratti at 87 rated, just 24 years old, is going to make this team even better than it already is right now. He'll slide into Fernandinho's place, playing central defensive midfielder, with David Silva and De Bruyne playing just ahead of him, and I think this guy is the perfect choice to replace Fernandinho long term as well. It's an expensive transfer, we're getting what we pay for, a quality midfielder for the long term. And as you take a look at what he's done to our budget as well, 37 million remaining and 200 grand on the wage budget, so still money left over to play with. But I think what I might do now is make a couple of sales, try and get that budget up a little bit before the season starts, and then going for a new left back. I want a quality one to replace Fabian Delph and Benjamin Mendy, so let's just wait for a bit, try and sell a couple of deadwood players, then get a bit more money, and then look for a new signing. And funnily enough, our first transfer offer of the season comes from Fernandinho. Juventus want to take him to Italy for 22.2 mil, thinking you've got Verratti, now give us the Brazilian, but no, Fernandinho stays here. He's such a class, underrated player in Man City's lineup. I'm keeping Fernandinho right here. And I said I wanted to sell some players, but not these sort of players. Raheem Sterling wanted by Spurs for 40.4 mil. Hands off Poch, Raheem stays with us. And there is a bid here for Fabian Delph. Watford want to take in a Vicarage Road for 10.1 million, which is a bid that I would probably accept for the left back, who would no longer be first choice if we were to sign a new one. And with Benjamin Mendy now coming in as well, he'd probably be third choice. So I'm not against letting him go. And for 10.1 mil, we might be able to get a little bit more than that. So let's quickly delegate here and see if we could get a little bit more cash for him. We'll ask for 12.5 mil. We won't sell him any lower than 11 million pounds. And I'll take anything in between that and see if we can get Delph to Vicarage Road and the cash to the Etihad Stadium. And the assistant manager has done us a solid as well, because they've agreed a 12.5 mil fee for Fabian Delph. And now they're going to start negotiating with our left back / central midfielder. Yep, I'm totally fine with that. If Delph wants to go, we'll take the cash and then use that to reinvest in a new signing. And there's also a bid for Yaya Toure here as well. Out of contract in the summer, Atletico want to take the Ivorian for just 7.7 mil. But I'm not sure whether to sell him or keep him for his final year. I'm not too sure about that. We'll stall that and think about it for now. And there is confirmation that Fabian Delph has indeed been sold for 12.5 mil. We'll see 11 million out into our transfer budget right now. And I'm still thinking about the Toure deal. I do like the Ivorian, but if we are to make a new signing, we might need a little bit more cash. There's now 47.8 mil in our transfer budget right now. And realistically, the only other player I'm fine parting with that could get us a decent amount of money is Yaya Toure. So do we accept, or do we keep him here in the resis for his final year? Oh, I just don't know. I'm going to reject it. I want Toure to stay here for his final year. And now that Delph has gone, I would like to sign that replacement left back ASAP and get it done before the season starts. And there's 4 players on my shortlist right now that I think will be fantastic signings to the Etihad Stadium. David Alaba, the versatile Austrian that Pep worked with at Bayern Munich, he will be brilliant. His range of stats are incredible. He can play all over the pitch. He'll be an amazing signing to our team. Alex Sandro, who I think will be a little bit out of our price range, even in this first season with Manchester City's big budget, but high work rates, 3-star, and some amazing physical stats. He will be a monster and definitely my first choice for the left back role. Jordi Alba, another player Pep worked with at Barcelona, very good Spaniard, 28 years old, so quick. He will be a brilliant signing. And also Danny Rose, the cheaper option from Spurs, 27 years old, very quick, medium-high work rates, and a really decent addition to the team. But out of all these 4 targets, Alex Sandro is the one I really want, but I think too expensive. Jordi Alba's wages are really high at 220 grand a week. Realistically, David Alaba is the one that I think would be the best transfer for us if we could pull it off. 34 mil valuation, let's try and get him in. We're going to have to pay over the odds, and right now with 47.8 million in the transfer budget, we're running the risk here of not being able to afford him. So what we'll do is we'll start with a valuation bid and hope that Bayern are okay with anything close to that. I would say based on a wage increase and sign-on bonuses as well, the most we could afford is around 44 to 45 million, and they're asking for 57.7 million. Bad start. It's rare that Manchester City can't afford to sign a player, but at the moment we can't. So what we'll do is we'll try and duck that down to £40 million, and I'm going to include a sell-on clause as well of 10% too. Try and sweeten the deal and get this guy in. They're saying no, 47.9 mil with no sell-on clause, so a little bit of compromise. We need the fee cheaper if we're going to bring the Austrian in. So third time lucky. Let's pull this off here, lads. Come on, £42.75 million. Not a bad deal. We'll have enough for a wage increase plus the sign-on bonus. Let's see what Bayern say. Oh, 46.3 mil. We're getting closer. We're getting closer. Okay, one final offer, 44.5 mil. That's 10.5 mil over the valuation. Accept this and we'll take him. No, 46.3 mil. We need the cash. Right, that's it. 45 million pounds. Our final offer, Bayern Munich. Take the money and we'll take David Alaba. Come on, come on. Yep, we got a deal. 45 mil for David Alaba. That was tense, but we got him in the end. What we really need Alaba to do here is pull a Marco Verratti and say, forget about the money, I don't want a wage increase, I just want to play my football at the Etihad Stadium. Crucial squad role, 5-year deal, no release clause, but as for the money, he's going to want 125 grand a week and 2 big bonuses, which we can't afford. Oh, this is risky. We've gambled big time. Is it going to pay off? We're going to counter that and remove that clean sheet bonus there. And if he accepts this, we'll have enough to bring him in with basically nothing remaining in the budget. And he says, no, we want the wages up to 160 grand a week, 50 grand a week extra, but we can afford that, plus a 2 mil sign-on bonus, and David Alaba was the one I wanted. Marco Verratti in, David Alaba in. David, welcome to the Etihad Stadium. 2 big transfers to start off with, all of our budget gone, but I must say, I'm very excited about the pair of them. Welcome, David. Alexandro may have been the very best option, but David Alaba is not a bad second choice. 85 rated with some incredible stats, and for 45 million in today's market, I think that's an absolute bargain. He'll replace Fabian Delph in our left back role, in our back four. Technically, this guy is as versatile as it comes, and physically, he's a monster as well. High medium work rate, 4-star weak foot, and a brilliant addition to this Manchester City team. The side is getting better and better. However, that will most likely do it for signings in the summer window. We've now got nothing remaining in our budget. We spent all of the 132 million on 2 new players, but what new players they are. David Alaba and Marco Verratti, 2 extraordinary talents coming in to the Etihad Stadium. Do you know what? I'm content with that. We destroyed our transfer budget, but you get what you pay for. We've got some class new additions here. However, just before the season starts, we have now got our annual season tickets income, 23.3 million raised for 45,000 season tickets sold, and that now does bump our budget up to 13.3 million. Whether we can make a new signing with that amount of money, I'm not sure, but to be fair, I wouldn't mind a new young talented striker to relieve the pressure on Sergio Aguero and Gabriel Jesus, and there are 2 on my shortlist right now that will be really good for the long term, if not right now. Martinez of Racing Club in Argentina, and also Breel Imbolo from Schalke as well. Either of these guys will be great signings to the club, not as a first team player, but to add cover and a prospect for the future. I would imagine that Schalke are going to ask for around 16 to 17 million, which unfortunately we just can't afford. So we'll start off with the valuation, cross our fingers and hope for the best. If they accept it, we can have him. But instead they're going to say no, 16 million plus a 10% sell-on clause, which we simply cannot afford. So we'll keep the sell-on clause where it is, but we'll duck the transfer fee down to, let's go to 12 million pounds. So I think that'll still give us enough to offer Breel a contract, but I don't think we can go any higher than this. So this is really our second and final bid for Imbolo, and they're going to say no, 16 mil plus a 10% sell-on clause. Oh, I'd love him, but we just can't afford him. Sorry Schalke, but he'll stay with you and we'll keep the cash. However, Martinez would not be a bad second choice. 3-star, physically he's not that bad either at 19 years old, and already 75 finishing on the 19-year-old. And with him being Argentine as well, he could learn under Sergio Aguero, Manchester City's club record goal scorer. Let's go for Martinez. We couldn't afford Imbolo, I wouldn't say no to Martinez. He is the cheaper option and we should be able to afford him really, as his wages are lower and the market valuation as lower as well. So we'll put in a straight valuation bid of 7.5 mil, wait and see what Racing Club say. That'll still give us a tiny amount to work with as well, and they're going to say no, 8.2 mil, but a 10% sell-on clause as well. That's totally fine with me. That's a cheap deal, and to be honest, probably the better deal as well. Martinez, you're going to come to the Etihad Stadium and learn under Sergio Aguero. So we're just about to agree on 2 components in the contract already. Sporadic squad role, perfect, so you won't get much game time, plus a 5-year contract as well, with no release clause. But as for his wages, does he want a wage increase? He does indeed, up to 23 grand a week, with 290 grand sign-on bonus. But for a really young, talented teenage striker with a lot of potential, that's a sound investment for the future on a 5-year contract. So Martinez in, our third and probably final signing of the window. But what signings these have been. We've got Verratti in, we've got David Alaba in, and our really young, talented striker as well. Welcome, Martinez. It's always frustrating to miss out on your first choice for a new signing, but to be honest, this was probably the better deal for us. Just 8.2 million for what is a real hot prospect in world football. Martinez arrives, and again, he will learn under Sergio Aguero, the 2 Argentines, and this guy could be the long-term successor for Manchester City's all-time record goal scorer as well. Martinez in, Verratti in, Alaba in. Summer transfer window coming to its close, season about to begin, and I could not be happier with our business.
All eyes today on Marco Verratti in the warm-up. Crowd excited to see how he'll go on his debut today. We're moments away, and it's live.
So the new signings are complete and the season is about to get underway. Our first game of the Premier League campaign is away at newly promoted Brighton as we travel to take on Chris Hughton's side. I want to see good debuts from David Alaba and Marco Verratti, but most importantly, a great winning start for Manchester City. Let's show all the teams in the Premier League that after splashing the cash, assembling an amazing squad, we are the clear favourites to win the title. Let's start off with a big win here at the Amex.
Marco Verratti, new signing, competitive, very competitive in midfield.
Yeah, I know at Paris Saint-Germain he used to drive Laurent Blanc mad with the way he lost his composure at times, lost his temper, but certainly a talented boy.
Bruyne to Sane, into the new man, Marco Verratti, who dinks it out wide to Leroy, flicks it into De Bruyne, golden chance here, it's the Belgian going for goal from a tight angle and finds the back of the net. Matt Ryan beaten and De Bruyne scores the first goal of the campaign for Manchester City. One of our star players gets us off the mark 17 minutes in. Sane flicked inside, De Bruyne went for goal from a tight angle and the Australian really should have done better with that one. Couldn't keep it out as the shot goes over his head and into the back of the net. Brighton 0, Manchester City 1, and the perfect start to begin the Premier League season. That's what we wanted, an early goal to settle some nerves. City had to wait and wait and wait for their first of the 2 they scored in real life here at the Amex on the season opener, but a perfect start for us. De Bruyne scoring with virtually our first shot on target, and now as Aguero releases Sane, there could be a chance here for his second goal. Leroy down the right hand side, tries to step inside, and he does, and at the far post is Raheem Sterling who flicks it back to Aguero. Wonderful little goal, and Sergio fires us 2 goals up early on in the game. 24 minutes in, our attack this season is going to be scoring goals for fun. Sterling on the left, Sane on the right, 2 brilliant inside forwards, and then a deadly striker like Aguero leading that front three, with De Bruyne and Silva playing just behind as well. Where's the negative to this fantastic attacking side? David Alaba on his debut going for goal. That would have been a dream start for Alaba. Verratti wins it back, and that's a great through ball. Marco Verratti showing why we spent the big bucks on him. Sergio Aguero takes his time and hits the post. It might have taken a nick off Shane Duffy as Brighton escaped, but this has been a textbook first half. We are looking unstoppable already. So just like on the opening day, it is going to be a winning start for Manchester City on the opening day with the same scoreline. Brighton 0, Manchester City 2. That was a brilliant way to start the campaign off. Probably should have scored more goals really, but hey, 2-0 the final score and a great beginning to our Premier League season. That's the way to start off. 1 game in, 1 win, 2 goals scored, none conceded, and top of the table as well. We want to stay there for the entire 38 games. Big ask in a very competitive division. We started off strong, let's keep it going. And with 3 games to come in August, we've got Everton at home, Crawley at home in the EFL Cup second round, and also Bournemouth away at the Vitality Stadium as well. I'm going to simulate all 3 of these games, see how we get on as deadline day will come straight afterwards. But I'm pretty confident the boys can get the job done without my influence. We've got such a great side here, so much depth to it as well. I'm pretty sure we'll be fine. So, first of these 3 final games in August. Everton at home. Same formation, same lineup, hopefully same performance and same result. And it is indeed a win. Sergio Aguero giving us the game winner in a 1-0 score. So, second game, Crawley Town, EFL Cup Round 2. Fielding a weakened side for this game and a totally youthful lineup as well, with Martinez starting for the first time. Can he score on his debut just like Aguero did all those years ago? No, but Diaz and Zinchenko's goal send us through to the next round. Well done, the kids. And our third and final game, our third game in the Premier League away to Vitality. Will it be a dramatic late winner for Manchester City just like in real life when Sterling scored deep into stoppage time? No, a pretty simple victory. 2-0 as Sterling did score, but one bit of concern there, Nicolas Otamendi forced off of injury. How bad is that? With Laporta coming in, Stones is here as well. We've got enough depth in this position, but we don't want to see Otamendi out for a long time. It's a bruised elbow, 2 days. So in the end, I think we can cope with that injury. So deadline day is upon us, but as you can see, we have skipped straight through it. 1 hour left on the window, and we've done absolutely nothing in the final day of the summer transfer window because we completed our business early and got the job done by making 3 new signings for 146.7 million. Marco Verratti, David Alaba, and Martinez arriving with just the one sale of Fabian Delph's departure to Watford for £12.5 million. So a productive window, yet not a big one for us. We did what we needed to do, and I could not be happier. So the top deals of the window were Verratti joining us from PSG for 93.5 mil, Thomas Lemar joining Barcelona for 62.3 million, and also Marco Reus leaving Dortmund to join Juventus for 52.5 million as well. All in all, very good window. Productive, efficient, did what we need to do, and I'm more than happy with our squad heading into the new season. So as August has officially ended, what a way to finish the first month's worth of football. Manchester City top of the table with a 100% record and no goals conceded so far. But as September comes around, we've got some tough fixtures in 3 different competitions in what promises to be a very challenging month for us. Our Champions League group has been drawn and will be taking on Cska Moscow in the first of our 6 games, with Anderlecht and the side who knocked out last year Monaco to come at later dates, plus big games in the league at home to Liverpool to start off with, and away at Stamford Bridge taking on Chelsea in the final game of the month. Plus, how about this? Arsenal away in the EFL Cup third round 2. They meet in the final today, but we meet at a far earlier round in the game. This is going to be a tough month, but a chance for us to make a statement that we can compete in all of our competitions this season. So first game of September, Liverpool at home. Not an easy one. Liverpool did end Manchester City's unbeaten start to the Premier League this season at Anfield, but at home, Manchester City did win. We've had a great start and we've won it convincingly as well. What a fantastic result. 4-0. Brilliant win. So next game, Cska Moscow, Champions League group opener away in Russia. Want to start off with the 3 points and a convincing win to begin the group off. And we are going to win by a 0-0. KDB delivering the 3 points. Well done to Belgium. First away game of the Premier League this month, Watford at Vicarage Road, and I got a feeling this might be the game we slip up in for the first time in the campaign. Got a bad feeling heading into this one despite our good form to start off with, but why did I have a bad feeling? KDB with 3 and 2, converting 2 penalties in the game to give us the 3 points as Delph could not get his revenge. Oh, but I am very excited for this one. Arsenal away at the Emirates Stadium in the EFL Cup third round. I can't wait for the final today as a neutral. I've got no idea who's got the best chance of winning it. Just excited for a good game. Are we going to get through the third round tie? Yes, we are. John Stones scoring 1 minute into extra time as we make it through to the fourth round, and Arsenal are knocked out in the third round. I am so excited for the final today, by the way. I mean, I literally can't wait. It should be so much fun, and I really hope it's a cracking game for us neutrals out there. But next game, Crystal Palace at home. Can we continue what has been a 100% start to the season in all competitions? Yes, we can. KDB is on fire. Anderlecht at home next in the second game of our Champions League group. Can we keep this 100% record in all competitions going as we welcome the Belgians? No, it's our first slip-up, a 1-1 draw. I did feel the weakened side, but couldn't get the job done. But I am definitely going to play the final game of September because it's a big one. We're away at Stamford Bridge in the Premier League, and after a 100% start to the season, this should be a really big clash to see if we can make it 7 wins from 7 in the Premier League to begin with. Come on, Manchester City, let's get back on the winning wagon here and make a statement that no one's going to stop us this season in our pursuit of the Premier League title. Disappointed we couldn't keep our winning run going against the Belgians, but a chance to get it right here tonight at the Bridge, and a big win in the Premier League that could send us even further clear at the top of the table is what we want. Good start there, Aguero testing Courtois. Massive game so early on in the season against the current champions. If we want to be champions this season, we've got to come through and get the results in these ones. Otamendi into Aguero, and again he'll try his luck from range, and this time firing in. What a start for Manchester City. Sergio Aguero with a wonderful goal gives us the lead just 5 minutes in. You ain't stopping that one, Courtois. What a strike. There is no goalkeeper in the world that can stop that strike. Absolutely amazing from Aguero. Power, precision, and Conte can't believe it. What a start. An excellent start from the citizens, but Chelsea, such a great team. They're the champions for a reason. We know they are not going to die down and accept this loss. 24 minutes in, Bakayoko to Kante, and N'Golo finds Marcus Alonso down the left-hand side, back to the former Leicester midfielder. Kante coming forward, tackled by Verratti, and now a chance on the break. David Silva releases Raheem Sterling, trying to get free of Gary Cahill, who comes across. It's still Sterling on the ball. He gets inside. He's got David Silva arriving for 2-0. No, what a save by Courtois. Oh, the Kompany's turned in the corner. Otamendi flicks it on, and Vincent Kompany makes it 2-0 to Manchester City. 28 minutes in. What a start from the citizens, asserting their dominance here against the current champions. Caught to the middle, flicked on by Otamendi, and our CB duo link up for our second goal. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 2. Chelsea not giving up in their pursuit of getting back in this game. Alvaro Morata on the ball, trying to get around Verratti, who's done really well. What a signing, he's looking early. And as De Bruyne plays a brilliant ball to Sterling, this could be free. He's got David Luiz to beat. I've taken it a little bit too far wide, but still got it. Aguero's gone down. Sterling says, don't worry, Sergio, I'll take it myself, and scored a third goal. Sergio Aguero might not have gotten the goal himself after falling to the floor, but Raheem said, don't worry, bro, I'll take it on for us. Chelsea 0, Manchester City 3. And we wanted to make a big statement in this month, and we are certainly going to do it. Actually, a shot took a nip off Marcus Alonso, but Raheem claims it. 3-0 to Manchester City. What a win at the current champions. A tough month for September, but consider this an official statement made by Manchester City. We are 7 wins from 7 to start the Premier League campaign off, unbeaten in all competitions and through to the EFL Cup 4th round. Believe me when I say it, we can compete for all of these trophies come the end of the year. What a start. September may have been a tough month, but my word did we come through. We're already 6 points clear at the top of the table with 7 wins picked up from 7, and we're still yet to concede a goal in the Premier League as well. The only negative, I suppose, was our draw with Anderlecht, which puts us 2 points behind group leaders Monaco, who we'll face midway through the month of October. That's our biggest game to come in a month with some quite favourable fixtures for the citizens, also featuring Ipswich away at Portman Road in the Carabao Cup round of 16 too. I am targeting nothing other than wins in all of our domestic games here in October. So let's start off strong here. Stoke City, Paul Lambert's side, travelling to take us on here at the Etihad Stadium. 3 points to begin with. That will make it 8 wins from 8 to start the season off. Can we do it? Oh, 1-1 draw. And our first slip up of the Premier League month. Only 1 win in 3 now in all competitions as well. That's a tough result to take, that. Stoke City, the streak stoppers. The first game in the Premier League we slip up in. Now we need a response. Monaco away as we take on the group leaders in the Champions League group, where so far we sit in second, 2 points behind. We need to win this game, and we've done so as well. Jovetic may have got a consolation, but a 3-1 victory, and KDB is just on fire. Player of the season so far. He's the top scorer in the league with 8 goals, and now as we take on Burnley here at home, hopefully we'll make it back-to-back wins in all competitions, and our first win in the Premier League on the back of that draw against Stoke City, and we've done it. And no surprise, De Bruyne, the top scorer, doing it again. Man's on fire. Mick McCarthy's Ipswich Town next away at Portman Road in the EFL Cup round of 16. I know the competition doesn't count towards your objectives, but I still want to go all the way to the final like in real life, and that's a big 3-0 victory there, but an injury for Fernandinho, how bad is that? Oh, it's a 2-day one, just like Otamendi. We're getting the luck on the injury front. 2 players going down, but only 2-day injuries? Yeah, we can cope with that. Final Premier League game of the month, West Brom away at the Hawthorns as we take on Alan Pardew's side. Can we continue our really good run in the league? Yes, we can. David Silva with the goal, but Marco Verratti with an injury. And I'm really hopeful that's not a serious one. We've got the luck with our last 2 injuries of Fernandinho and Otamendi, but how bad is Verratti's going to be? The luck's going to run out eventually, surely. Oh, 7 days, pulled hamstring. We're getting injuries, but they're not serious injuries. We can cope with these. Right now we're getting the injuries, but they're injuries we can cope with. So, final game of the month, Anderlecht away in Belgium, and we've got the win. 2 on the final score as we move further clear at the top of the group. Big result to end the month of October. We may have started off October with a slip-up, but it's safe to say we pulled it round. 10 games into the Premier League campaign and still unbeaten, but only 4 points clear of Leicester City as the Foxes are keeping up with the early pace setters. Now it's the EFL Cup quarters as we'll take on Brighton next month and already guaranteed qualification to the Champions League knockout stages with 2 games to spare. It's been a great start, with a tough November to come, featuring a difficult test at home to Arsenal to start off with, and then a second versus first clash away at the King Power Stadium, taking on 2015-2016 Premier League champions Leicester City. This is going to be a big month for the Sky Blues. So first game of the month, a very tough test to start off with. Arsenal here at home. Right now 4 points clear of Leicester and do have the game in hand, win it, and we'll go 7 points clear. Big boost if we can get the 3 points, and we do. David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne cancelling out Koscielny's equaliser. What a big win to start November off. I literally can't get enough of Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, the man is unbelievable, but there is a player injury there on international duty. Who is that going to be? De Bruyne? Is it De Bruyne? Don't be De Bruyne because we're screwed. John Stones sprained ankle 9 days. That's our 4th injury of the season, but none have been longer than a 2-week injury. There are 2 types of seasons I have in career mode when it comes down to injuries. You either have a lot of them, but they're very short, easy injuries to deal with, or you have very few of them, but serious injuries that are long term, and right now it's the former, which in a way is really good for us, but it's the second game of the month. It's another big one. We're away against Claude Puel's side, taking on Leicester City in a second versus first clash, and it's another big win, but 2 more injuries. What is going on? Well, Aguero got us the winner, but Sane, and for the second time, Marco Verratti picked up a knock. And how bad are these 2 injuries? Let's find out together. It's another sprained knee, or sprained sort of body part, for one of my players. Sane out for a week, and Verratti out. Oh, well, there's the injury. There's the serious one we knew was going to come at some point. Marco Verratti, club record signing, tore his hip flexor, out for 6 weeks. That's going to be a big blow for us. We spent all that money on Verratti, and he's been injured twice. And it's only November. It's not been an ideal start for the Italian, but for our 3rd game of the month, Cska Moscow here at home. We've already guaranteed qualification to the knockout stage, so whilst we do want to top the group, I don't mind if we finish in 2nd, just knowing we're going through. I feel the weakened side for this one against the Russians. We still got a job done. Gundogan and Zinchenko with the goals as our good run continues. Final Premier League game of the month, David Wagner's Huddersfield, who right now are winless in 19th place in the table. This should be a banker, even in the absence of Verratti, and we have got the job done, but yet another injury. De Bruyne continues to be on fire, but Sergio Aguero now out. What is going on? Don't be a serious injury for Sergio. We got Gabriel Jesus on the bench, don't get me wrong, but don't be a serious injury. Oh, it's a 5-week injury. It's a 5-week injury. We can't keep our players fit. Thank God that we've got such a thick squad to deal with this, because this is absolutely crazy. Final game of the month, Brighton in the EFL Cup quarters, and a chance to progress to the semi-finals. Come on, boys, get the jobs done. Put the disappointment of the injuries behind us. I don't believe this. I don't believe this. It's another one. It's John Stones again. What on earth is going on at the Etihad Stadium? Who is our medical team? They all need firing. And it's a 2-month injury for John Stones as well. I can't believe this. We might be performing really well on the pitch, but our players keep on having to come off it. They can't keep themselves fit. November may have been a great month results-wise, but we could have done without all the injuries. The physio will have his work cut out for him dealing with all those players in his treatment room, and whilst we may be top of the table by 11 points, into the EFL Cup semis to take on Burnley, and all but guaranteed to finish top of our Champions League group, the chances of us staying undefeated through an extremely tough month of December is looking very slim. Without Aguero, Verratti or Stones, and with massive tests to come against Monaco, Manchester United and Spurs, all in the space of 12 days, our depth is going to be crucial this month if we're to see out 2017 still unbeaten. Well, we obviously need to make alterations to our squad heading into a physically demanding month of December with no Sergio Aguero, no Marco Verratti, no John Stones as well, which means that Gabriel Jesus will lead the line in our 4-3-3 and Martinez, one of our new signings, will go on the bench. We're coping so far okay without Verratti and Stones, but the injury to Aguero is going to be really big. There's a lot of pressure now on the young Brazilian to step up and prove he's ready. First game, West Ham. And we could really do with a confidence booster to start off this really big, physically demanding month. Come on, let's get a big win here over David Moyes' side to start December off. And it is a 2-0 victory, we'll take that. And we said Jesus needs to stand up, be delivered, deliver and be counted. And he started off with a goal as KDB dispatched a penalty as well. Great start. Monaco at home next, where we are all but guaranteed to finish top of the group. So going to rotate pretty much the entire side. A point will definitely guarantee it. And it is going to be a 2-1 victory. Well, the boys getting the job done and proving we've got the depth to cope with this mini injury crisis. So there is your confirmation. Manchester City topping the group with 16 points and 5 wins from 6. Question is, who will we face in the last 16? It's going to be, where are we? Sporting. The Portuguese side, there are some cracking ties in the last 16 as well, with Real Madrid taking on Spurs and also Juventus versus Monaco. But will we take it on Sporting, the Portuguese side around the 16? Yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that every single day of the week. Don't get me wrong, it's not going to be a formality we'll get through that tie. It could be a tricky test. The 2 legs away and at home as well against the Portuguese side, but we avoided a major European side, and that was my goal heading into the draw. But Southampton next, back to the Premier League. So many games coming thick and fast, and we've drawn here at home to the Saints. A 2-2 draw and a bit of a slip-up. Not great. You may have noticed that I did decide to rotate my team for the game because just 2 days later it's time for the massive clash. It's the first Manchester derby of the season as we take on Manchester United away at Old Trafford. Right now they sit in 4th place and are 15 points behind us, but do have the game in hand. And you really feel, even so early on in the season, just like in real life, the Red Devils need to come through and get the result here. But we'll be hoping for the same result like in real life, and a big win away against our bitter rivals to move further clear at the top of the table. Manchester derby, the first one of the season, as we travel to Old Trafford looking for a massive victory.
All eyes in the football world today are on Manchester. All our cameras on EA TV are focused on Manchester. It is the Manchester derby. It's United against City from Old Trafford, and it's live.
Now this is going to be a real tough test of our character and resilience without 4 key players for the matchday squad. No Laporta, no Stones, no Verratti and no Sergio Aguero. Can we get the job done tonight despite missing those 4 players? Chance to extend the gap at the top of the table, but for Manchester United, a chance to get one over us here, become the first team to beat us all season long in all competitions and collect a big 3 points in their bid to stay in the title race. Alexis Sanchez on the ball, the former Arsenal man, through to Romelu Lukaku, and the Belgian rolls it back, and arriving is Jesse Lingard. What a start that would have been for the Red Devils. Romelu Lukaku for Manchester United just before half-time finds Alexis Sanchez, and the Chilean down the left for the Red Devils. Can they strike late on here? Across the middle, Lukaku controls, and Lukaku finishes. Manchester United 1, Manchester City 0, and he had an abysmal Manchester derby earlier on in real life. But in the game, he's made amends and fired Mourinho's side in front, controlled it on the chest, volleys it home on the weaker right foot past Edison, and the Red Devils strike late in the first half to get in front. Valencia to Alexis Sanchez on the turn, gets away from Walker and De Bruyne, and now Nemanja Matic through to Sanchez down the left, and the Chilean gets away from Kyle Walker, feeds it into Jesse Lingard, lovely first touch, brilliant cross to the far post, and Mata's header denied by Edison, and then the follow-up shot off target. Manchester United are sensing blood and going for the kill. They want to become the first team to beat us this season, and as things stand, they're going to do so. Jesus down the right, crosses, Leroy Sané, oh, what an equaliser! equaliser from Leroy Sané, and it's Manchester United 1, Manchester City 1. The German bails us out with 20 minutes to go. What a wonderful goal from Sané. Blint robbed by Jesus, cross to the middle, and Sané with the acrobatic finish puts us back on level terms and surely rescues us a point. We now approach the final 5 minutes. Fasten your seatbelts. Can either side claim a massive 3 points in the first Manchester derby of the season? Lukaku bags a brace and makes it 2-1. What an ending to the first derby of the year, as Manchester United surrendered their lead but recapture it and have surely won it late on. What a finish this has been. Is there one late twist in this epic tale? As, oh god, no, not again. Now Jesus has gone down as Mata controls and finds space, and now Zlatan Ibrahimovic, oh, just off target. And that is going to do it. It's all over. Our undefeated start to the season comes to its end, and it's our bitter rivals Manchester United that get the job done, courtesy of that man bagging a brace, Romelu Lukaku. It was an absolute thriller, but a big victory for Mourinho's men as they try and get back in this title race. But I am obviously quite concerned about what happened right at the end of the game, as well as the result. Gabriel Jesus went down, and I think that's going to be yet another injury for us. I don't believe this. It's another one. It's, oh, thank goodness, a 5-day bruised shoulder. And whilst there's some key games to come in December, Martinez now is going to be thrown in to the first 11. We just can't keep our players fit. They're dropping like flies out there. Swansea away at the Liberty Stadium in Wales next. And this is our third game in just 5 days. A real test of our fitness levels. Can we come through? Yes, we can. Kevin De Bruyne, ever present, giving us the game winner. Where would we be without the Belgian beast? And 2 bits of great news heading into our next game at home against Spurs as well. Marco Verratti and Sergio Aguero returning to training. My, have we missed them. And with Manchester United now clawing themselves back into the title race, 12 points behind us and have a game in hand, we must beat Poch's boys here at the Etihad Stadium. But we've lost by 2-1. Dembele and Kane with the goals are blowing this title race back open once again. 2 defeats in 3. The gap now cut to 10 points. We've got to beat Eddie Howe's side here at the Etihad Stadium just before Christmas and get a big pressure relieving win. Come on, Manchester City. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. 4-0. Jesus with a brace, but an injury for Edison. This is ridiculous. What's going on? We got Claudio Bravo that can step in and play between the sticks, but a 2-week injury for our new Brazilian goalkeeper. This is crazy, man. I don't think I've ever had a season where there's been so many injuries before December's even over. Well, we might be missing Edison, but come on, Manchester City, let's get back-to-back wins here. For the first time in a few weeks, beat Newcastle at St James's Park, and we do as well. Sergio Aguero marking his return with the game winner with 9 minutes to go. Oh, thank goodness for that. We needed it. And so final game of the month, Crystal Palace away, and we've got the win as well. It was a tough month for December to close out 2017, but that's the way to do it. Well done, boys. We knew that December was going to be a physically tough and draining month, and it certainly was. Losing our unbeaten record to our bitter rivals, experiencing 2 defeats in 3 games, and seeing yet more players get injured made things very difficult. With a strong closeout, we now sit top of the table by 14 points. As we enter the January transfer window, we probably won't do much business off the pitch, but on the pitch, we'll be hoping that we've pushed those 2 losses in December to the back of our minds and get some solid results in some key games, including Liverpool away at Anfield and both legs of our EFL Cup semi-final as we take on Sean Dyche's Burnley. Whilst our players might keep on getting injured, I've got no plans to sell anyone in January and make any new signings with a very limited transfer budget now. I like this squad a lot, I really do, and Watford our first game of the month, want to start off with a win, that's exactly what we do. David Silva and Sergio Aguero the goal scorers, 2-0, perfect start to 2018. So next up, the visit of Championship Fulham in the FA Cup third round. And, well, we scored 5 goals. Danilo scored 1, and a brace for Silva and Gundogan off the bench. Great start to the month, this. And as Cristiano Ronaldo is just one player of the year, now it's time for the first leg of our EFL Cup semi-final tie. Away at Turf Moor against Sean Dyche's Burnley. Can we get a solid first leg result here to take back to Etihad Stadium? Yes, we can. Marco Verratti back from injury and on the score sheet. And what a surprise. Big game and a big man for the big occasion. KDB doing it again. And as our game with Liverpool has been rescheduled, we're now going to find out our opponents for the FA Cup 4th round coming at the end of January, as John Stones is also returning from injury as well. Excellent news as the players are finally coming back from the treatment room, fit, fresh and raring to go. And in the FA Cup 4th round, we'll be taking on Stoke City at home. So, okay, not an easy tie, that one, but definitely one we can get through, no question. Back to the Premier League first, though. Newcastle United here at home on Friday. And a chance for us to go 17 points clear at the top as we play before Manchester United. And we're going to do so as well. And what a surprise. Kevin De Bruyne, you can't stop him. The game winner with a minute to go. 16 goals, Premier League's top scorer, and 4 assists as well. KDB, I mean, right now this guy is just on another level. I mean, can he get better? Can he get better? It's extraordinary. Second leg of the EFL Cup semi-final now as we play host to Burnley. Won the first leg 2-0, so just need to avoid conceding tonight. And we are heading to Wembley just like in real life. Can we get the job done? Yes, we can. De Bruyne scored again in a 2-1 victory. Wembley, here we come. I know that a lot of people don't bother with the EFL Cup in career mode because it doesn't count towards your objectives, and that's totally understandable, but I'd love to win it if we could as we try and go for a quadruple this season. But Wednesday's now passed. We can find out who will be taking on in the Carabao Cup Final. It's going to be either Spurs or Stoke City. And whilst I'd rather it be our opponents for the FA Cup round of 32, Stoke, Spurs will be an interesting tie in the Carabao Cup Final, and that's who it's going to be. Manchester City against Spurs in the EFL Cup Final coming in February. Looking forward to that. That should be a fantastic final. And just after their win as well, Spurs are going to try and strengthen their team by signing one of our key players ahead of the EFL Cup Final next month. Bid for Leroy Sané, 68.4 mil. It's a big one, but hands off, Poch. We are not giving you Sané ahead of that clash at Wembley, mate. So FA Cup 4th round, Stoke City here at home. Maybe they'll be spurred on by their loss to Spurs in the EFL Cup semi-finals. Let's find out. Or can we get through to the FA Cup 5th round? Are we going to do it? No, we've lost by a goal to nil as, well, there's no Stoke players in the lineup. But we've lost, and that's it. We're out of the FA Cup. There's going to be no quadruple for Manchester City. Stoke have got revenge and got the win. Well, not revenge because it wasn't us that beat them, but still, Stoke have knocked us out of the FA Cup and we've been beaten at home, and there'll be no magic quadruple for Manchester City. Well, the board will not be best pleased. Our quadruple hopes have gone in January. Stoke knock us out of the FA Cup. That's absolutely gutting. And if we are to win a treble this season, we need to win that EFL Cup Final next month. More incentive on that now if we are to keep our treble dreams alive. But final game of January is just before deadline day. It's West Brom at home as we're 16 points clear of Manchester United with 15 games to go. Come on, boys, let's get the job done here and make amends after that loss. Yes, 2-1 the final score. Bernardo Silva the game winner. Well done, Manchester City. Well, you have to tip your hat to Paul Lambert and Stoke City and say fair play, lads. They've become just the 3rd team to beat us all season long. They've ended our quadruple hopes, and they did it coming to the Etihad Stadium and getting the job done. Well done to them as they progress to the FA Cup 5th round. But that's going to do it for deadline day. We did absolutely nothing in January. All the business we wanted to do was done before deadline day in the summer window. I couldn't be happier where the squad is right now, and whilst our quadruple dreams have gone, we still could be on for the treble. So yeah, no need to make changes. I'm fine with the squad as it is, and the top deals in January were Forsberg to Liverpool for 44.9 mil. What a steal that is. Corona to Borussia Mönchengladbach, and also William Carvalho joining PSG for 34.9 mil as well. So after our quadruple dreams died at the hands of Stoke City, we now know that if we are to win a treble, we'll need to win all 3 of our remaining competitions, and to be fair, we still have a good chance of doing that. We're a whopping 19 points clear at the top of the table with 14 games to go, and looking certain to be crowned champions into the EFL Cup Final versus Spurs, which comes the end of this month. And also in February, we'll be taking on Sporting away in Portugal in the first leg of our Champions League round of 16 tie as well. It's a big, big month for Manchester City where we must come through if we're to keep our treble dreams alive. So it seems like a bit of a formality now that we're going to be crowned champions even as early as the beginning of February, but don't want to slip up. We've got Burnley away at Turf Moor. Don't want to give the chasing pack a reason as to why they can get back in it. And, well, it's not a great start. A 1-1 draw against Sean Dyche's side. Need to do better than that. Come on, lads. That's now just 1 win in our last 3 in all competitions. The board now saying we're not on track. You know, we might be dominating in the Premier League right now, but there has been some tough hurdles to overcome. But a big win here at home to Leicester will give us our confidence confidence back. Come on, Manchester City. Yes, that's what I'm talking about. A 3-0 scoreline, 2 goals for Leroy Sané and 1 for Silva off the bench. Well done, boys. That's more like it. And the Liverpool game's just been rescheduled again to the 11th of March. Are we ever going to play this game? It keeps on getting moved back in the calendar. So next up, Sporting away in Portugal for the first leg of our Champions League last 16 knockout tie. I was pretty happy when Sporting were drawn out of the hat, so let's get a solid first leg result here away from home, and that's what I'm talking about. Walker may have been sent off, but goals for Sterling, and Sterling give us the win to take back to the Etihad. Well done. So Kyle will miss the second leg of that Champions League round of 16 tie, but he's not going to miss this game as we take on Spurs in the EFL Cup Final as he faces his former team in our first shot of silverware this season. We're taking on their North London rivals in real life, and in the game it's Spurs, Pochettino's team at Wembley, where they're playing all of their home games this season. This is it, our first shot of silverware this year and a chance to keep our treble dreams alive. It's the EFL Cup Final, Manchester City against Spurs at Wembley.
Well, the wait is almost over. We are down to the last game of this terrific competition. Two extremely good teams will go head-to-head for the trophy itself. Moments away from the kickoff, and we're live.
Loss to Stoke in the FA Cup fourth round will be forgiven if we can get the job done here. EFL Cup final against Spurs at Wembley. It's going to be a very tough game, no question, but I believe we're going to get our first trophy here. Let's get it done. Great ball by Verratti to release Sterling, and the first chance could fall early. Sterling takes his time, takes it around his man, and curls it just wide of the post. Dembele to Christian Eriksen. Lovely ball by Dane to find Eric Lamela inside the area. And now Moussa Dembele to Kane. And Kane to Wanyama. Oh, fabulous save by Edison. What a stop. Good start to the game. I think whoever gets the first goal is going to go on to win the trophy. And 27 minutes in, Serge Aurier, the former PSG right back, gives Spurs the lead at Wembley. Great corner to the middle. The defender rises highest. And Tottenham Hotspur have the lead inside the first half an hour. Great delivery by Lamela. Aurier flies in and makes it 1-0 to Spurs. Well, this is not looking good. We've been dumped out of the FA Cup by Stoke City. We've lost our quadruple hopes. And unless we can respond here against Spurs at Wembley, we're going to lose the EFL Cup final as well, leaving just the Premier League and the Champions League left as Sergio Aguero couldn't find space to shoot. And that will do it for the first half. We're 45 minutes away from losing our first trophy of the season as Spurs take the lead heading into the dressing rooms. They beat us in the Premier League. We can't afford to lose to them back-to-back here in the final. Sané to Aguero. First chance of the half. Sergio Aguero! What a save by Hugo Lloris as the Frenchman keeps Spurs in front. De Bruyne's corner. Otamendi's header. Yes! In off the post, and Nicolas Otamendi gives us the equaliser. And just like for Spurs' goal, a brilliant save from the goalkeeper results in a corner, which we head in from one of our defenders. Otamendi makes it 1-1 here at Wembley. Great delivery by our player of the season, and Nicolas gives us the equaliser. Did we need that? Coming out of the blocks, flying in the second half, responding, getting that equaliser, and finding the leveller through Nicolas Otamendi. Rare goal scorers in this final, both coming from corners. Now, who is your money on as we're back at all square? Can we complete the comeback, or will Spurs restore their lead? 37 minutes to find out. Company sends it long to Aguero, but Victor Wanyama, the Kenyan, wins it back as Aurier keeps it in play, but lost out to Sterling in the process. And now a chance here as Verratti storms down the left-hand side. Our club record signing has Moussa Dembele to beat, and he's still got the ball at his feet. Turns, crosses, Aguero! Manchester City 2, Spurs 1, and Sergio Aguero gives us the lead just before the hour mark. It's a brilliant cross by Verratti, a great header by Aguero, and we strike just before the 60-minute mark to give us our first lead at Wembley. Come on! What a response from Manchester City. Trailed at the break, but 2 goals in 15 minutes have seen us come from behind to surely lift our first piece of silverware of the series. We're waiting for the final whistle to come any second now, and that will confirm it. Manchester City, surely EFL Cup winners.
Well, there is the final whistle, and that confirms what we've been knowing for some time, that they are the champions. Alan.
Yeah, absolute joy amongst those players. They They've worked long and hard, haven't they, over the course of the last 9 months or so, and boy, they deserve it.
These are special moments for a very successful team. Congratulations to them. Wonderful scenes of joy here, and no wonder they're milking the moment. Want to make absolutely the most of this.
Well, they're a proper team, aren't they? They've stuck together, defended really well in this competition, and snatched the goals, the vital times. So, fully deserved winners.
There they go. They are the champions.
Oh my, what a feeling, what a thriller at Wembley. Our first piece of silverware confirmed, the EFL Cup 1 coming from behind to claim it, and possibly perhaps part of a domestic double as well. We're 16 points clear of Manchester United with 12 games to go and have a game in hand, and if we could beat Arsenal at the Emirates Stadium to follow it up as well, this will be a great way to end February, and we've done so. De Bruyne, Sane, Sterling, a 3-0 victory. What a way to end the month of February. The quadruple may be gone, but our treble dreams still firmly alive. Manchester City claimed their first piece of silverware in the EFL Cup. We're now 19 points clear of Manchester United with the title all but secure as February ends, and after our 2-0 win over Sporting, we've got a great chance of progressing to the Champions League quarterfinals too. It's a big month of March though, featuring Chelsea at home and Liverpool away, plus the second leg against Sporting as we aim to keep these treble dreams well and truly on track. Can't believe the Liverpool game's been rescheduled again for like the 5th time this season, but only by 3 days, bringing it forward. But some key games to come this month then, both in League and in Europe. Plus, with 11 games to go, if results go our way and we win all of our games as well, we could be crowned champions heading into April. Let's start off with a win here at home to Antonio Conte's Chelsea. There we go, Kevin De Bruyne, player of the season, doing it again. What a star he's been. 5 goals clear of Harry Kane in the Golden Boot race. That puts us back to 19 points clear with 10 games to go. I can't get over how good Kevin De Bruyne has been this season. I mean, when you think about all the quality players we have, he's been a cut above, and that is hard to do with such quality players in this side. But now Liverpool away at Anfield, finally playing the fixture that was supposed to be played in January. Can we make it 2-2 to start the month off? No, it's a 2-2 draw. De Bruyne scored again, but a slip up away at Anfield. Let's not let Manchester United back in his title race, lads. Come on. Sporting next in the second leg of our Champions League round of 16 tie. Won the first leg in Portugal 2-0, so feeling very confident of heading through in this one. Kyle Walker's suspended, isn't he? So we'll pop Danilo into our starting 11 for this game and put Benjamin Mendy on the bench. But yeah, 2-0 victory in Portugal. I was very confident when the tie was drawn, and bar a collapse in the second leg, we should be heading through to the quarterfinals, and we'll find out who we'll be facing directly after the game as well. So just got to avoid conceding tonight, and we are heading through to the quarterfinals, and we did concede, but we made it through. And what a surprise that Kevin De Bruyne bagged the brace. I give up, man. The guy's too good. In the words of Spencer, it's always a Belgian. Kevin De Bruyne, it's not fair. He's just being a bully. He's just too good right now. So Champions League quarterfinals would now have been drawn. Who will be taking on at the start of April in the quarter-final stages as we try and keep our treble dreams alive? It's going to be Borussia Dortmund in the quarterfinals, Roma versus Napoli in one of the other ties, Spurs versus Atletico Madrid in another, and Bayern versus Juventus in a massive clash there as well. That's going to be a tricky one, but definitely one we can get through. Take him on the Germans. First leg will be at Signal Iduna Park, I believe. Yeah, bring them on. We can take them out. So Brighton and Hove Albion next. Gap cut to 17 points with 9 games to go, but it's still looking all but guaranteed we will be crowned champions. Manchester City running over in the league in real life and in the game as well, and we've got the win here. 3-1. KDB continuing the pursuit of the Golden Boot as well, and I think as well as we're still 19 points clear, now got 19 points clear, as Manchester United must have drawn. They must have drawn one of their games. Who did they face and who did they slip up against? Let's find out. It was West Ham away from home. I think now with 8 games to go, 19 points left, there's a chance we could be crowned champions at home to Manchester United on the 8th of April. That would be so fitting if we could win the title at the Etihad against our bitter rivals. This is crazy, just how similar this season in the Premier League has been to like in real life as well. Manchester City have dominated pretty much from start to finish, and therefore the title race was over before it really even began. Stoke City away next, our final game in March, chance to get revenge on Paul Lambert's side after they knocked us out of the cup. And sadly, it has finished as a 2-2 draw, a slip up here, and David Silva got injured. Not the way we wanted to end the month. How bad is that injury? How bad is that injury going to be? Bruised elbow, 2 days. We've had so many injuries this season though, it's been crazy. As March ends and the gap at the top of the table is reduced slightly once more, it just feels like Manchester United are delaying the inevitable. We know we'll be crowned champions, and with a chance to mathematically secure it against them on the 8th, what a fitting feeling that'll be if we can get the job done at the Etihad Stadium. Big games to come in April, including that one past both legs of our Champions League quarter-final tie against Borussia Dortmund 2. A big month for the Sky Blues in our hunt for the treble. Let's come through and get the results we need to give us the best possible chance of lifting 3 trophies come the end of the season. So Everton first, and I believe regardless of the result, we'll still have the chance to win the title at the Etihad against Manchester United. We want to start off with a win, and we've done just that. Kevin De Bruyne, stop it! It's not fair! 17 points clear now, 6 games to go, and yeah, that does mean that heading into the Manchester United game, the avoiding defeat will give us the Premier League title. But for KDB, 24 goals this season, how dare you try and stop the Belgian? The man is too good. And we'll be hoping he can continue his incredible form heading into this game as well. It's the second game of the month and we've got a player. It's Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium, where avoiding defeat will see us crowned champions against our bitter rivals. They beat us at Old Trafford way back in December to try and give themselves a chance of getting into the title race, but the truth is they've never really been in it, not because they've played badly, but we've just been too good. And now a chance to confirm it, a Premier League title on the line. It's Manchester United at the Etihad Stadium. Let's get the job done. Let's be crowned champions today.
It's a pretty straightforward scenario for him and his team. A draw today, and that will take them to the title. Can they do it? Discover it with us, and it's live.
Well, you best believe Manchester United are playing for pride this afternoon. They know we're going to be crowned champions. They've done well to delay it for this long mathematically, but they don't want to see us secure it today against them. But we're looking for revenge. They beat us at Old Trafford. They stopped our unbeaten start. Let's get the 3 points here. I want to be crowned champions against our bitter rivals. Company across to Marco Verratti, and out wide is De Bruyne, who leaves it for Kyle Walker. And away goes the former Spurs right back down this right hand side with Sane with him. And a possible chance here to cut inside past Jose Gaya and find an opening. It's Leroy Sane rolling it inside. Sergio Aguero. Fabulous save by David De Gea. Lingard tackled by Sane and Sterling to Aguero. Gives it to the German. And a chance here for a quick break. It's Leroy Sane on the ball with Eric Bailly to beat. He's found some room. It's Leroy Sane. It's 1-0 Manchester City. The German fires us in front. We want to do it today. And 29 minutes in, we have the lead in a Manchester derby. Manchester City 1, Manchester United 0. He got away from Eric Bailly. Smalling playing catch up. Couldn't catch up. And with a weaker right foot, puts it past De Gea and into the bottom corner. We want revenge on our bitter rivals after they stopped our unbeaten run at Old Trafford, and this is the way to start off. An early lead as we take advantage. We are approaching half time. Leroy Sane's goal, as things stand, is going to see us crowned champions today. And that is exactly what we want to say. 45 minutes to go. We're almost there, lads. 1 half remaining. And if we hold on to this scoreline, that title is mathematically secure. There's been nothing going on in the second half, but I'm not one bit fussed because Leroy Sane's goal in the first is going to confirm it. Manchester City are going to do it today and be crowned Premier League champions against their bitter rivals. It's been a great season, and this is a fitting way to confirm it. Manchester City, champions of England.
Well, the end of a superb season in the Premier League. They are the champions, Alan. You know what it's like to experience these moments. Put it into words for us.
It is a wonderful feeling, indescribable, and they've always retained a fantastic team spirit, and that's seen them through some of those difficult months.
Well, they will be bonded together forever as sharers of this superb triumph in the Premier League.
Of the great trophy itself. Yeah, they've had to write they've stuck together as well. Really organised outfit led by a top-class manager. Fully deserved winners.
Premier League champions.
What a feeling for Manchester City, crowned champions of the Premier League with 5 games to go against our bitter rivals, and there's still a chance we could set the new points record that Chelsea set with their incredible season back in 2004-2005. But before we focus on that, it's now time for a big clash in Europe as we travel to Germany to take on Borussia Dortmund in the first leg of our Champions League quarter-final tie. 1 trophy down, 2 trophies now down, and if we want the treble, we've got to win this as well. First leg in Germany, Champions League quarter-final tie against Borussia Dortmund. Okay, Gundogan, former Dortmund man, through to Jesus, and out wide is Sterling, who's beaten Jeremy Toljan, and he's waiting for a runner, but there's no forward run into the box. We'll dribble back out and find Fernandinho. Fernandinho out to Kyle Walker. Walker to Gundogan. Gundogan with space to let fly. Ilkay Gundogan denied by Roman Berkey. That's more like it. Good shot on target. Great save by the switch shot stopper. Still 0-0 as we go in search of the first of the game. We may have ended the first half strong, but Borussia Dortmund's such a great side. Even without Marco Reus and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, we can't rule them out from getting the first goal of the game with small old Tess Edison, who turns behind for a corner. This tie is looking very tight and very tense. I think whoever gets the first goal could go on to win this game and possibly win the tie as well. 40 minutes remain, and what a big 40 minutes they're going to be. This has been a tough, tense, nervy, cagey affair in Germany for the first leg. Still tied at 0-0, but Dortmund could win it late on here. Yarmolenko to Kagawa, and Kagawa to Yarmolenko, and Smolov. What a crucial interception by Otamendi. Danger still not fully away. Pulisic's shot blocked, and Manchester City escape. My goodness, this has been such a tough game. And you know what? I'll take the 0-0. I'll take the 0-0 heading back to the Etihad Stadium. What's been a really, really tough first leg. But here's Jesus on the ball, finding a bit of space. Oh, big tackle by Dyer. The defence tonight from both teams has been nothing short of sensational. That's why it's still 0-0. One final chance for Manchester City to win the game here. Sane tries to get away and find some space here to cross or cut inside. It's still Leroy Sane going from right to left, looking for an opening, and he'll roll it in to Gundogan, and at the 4 post is Jesus! Yes! Gabriel Jesus wins it in stoppage time, and Manchester City will take the away goal and the victory back to the Etihad Stadium. A game, a few chances where the defence has been sensational, but Jesus capitalises and Manchester City will claim the victory. A mistake from Socrates has been brilliant all match long, and Jesus punishes him by slotting it into the bottom corner. Dortmund 0, Manchester City 1. What a finish here in Germany. Come on, Manchester City. I feel for Socrates. I feel for Dortmund. You can see him collapsing to his knees as well. He had an absolute stormer tonight, but one mistake, one lapse in concentration, and Gabriel Jesus gives us the winner. What a victory. Oh, you got to feel for Dortmund. They defended like champions in that game. So resilient, brilliant defensive display, but one mistake and we capitalised. And I'm going to simulate the second leg at home. It's going to be a very bold decision because Dortmund, you feel, well, they need to score. Definitely still have a chance of making it through after our 1-0 result in the first leg, but I trust the boys to get the job done here on Tuesday night. Come on, Manchester City. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne, our player of the season, bagging a brace and sending us through. Champions League semis, here we come. And as we advance in the calendar, we just got the tournament prize money email, which confirms that the draw for the Champions League semi-final has just been made. Manchester City have never progressed further than that. They got there a couple years ago, but were beaten by the eventual winners Real Madrid. Who will we be taking on in this year's Champions League semi-final? It's going to be Manchester City against Atletico Madrid. Oh, Diego Simeone's side knocking out Spurs, and will take on the Spanish team in the semis as Roma take on Bayern Munich in the other semi-final tie. That is going to be a tough one, but bring them on, baby. We can do this. We can get to our first ever Champions League final. Come on. But before we get there, there's still the small matter of our final 5 Premier League games to come, where right now we're 12 points off equalling Chelsea's points record back in 2004-2005, and we started off conceding the first goal here, but avoiding defeat, a 3-1 victory over Swansea, perfect way to start. I would love to set a new points record, and 3 wins and a draw would do that, with our final 4 to come. But this is the toughest test here. Spurs away at Wembley, and we've come through and got the win. Our front 3 delivering the 3 goals. Sane, Aguero and Sterling. SAS baby, too hard to stop. 3 games to go. Final game of April before Atletico Madrid. Question is, with that game coming midweek, do I gamble on fielding a backup side so my team will be fit enough for the first leg at home to Atletico? Oh, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. We need our boys to be fit, because progressing to the final of the Champions League is more important than setting the new points record. So West Ham away, and a golden chance for David Moyes to stop us in our tracks. And they've done it. They've done it. It was a gamble and it didn't pay off. 1-1 the final score. We could still do it, but that's a big spanner in the works there. So as April came to its close, what a month it was for Manchester City. Crowned Premier League champions and lifting the trophy in front of our bitter rivals Manchester United, progressing to the Champions League semi-finals for just the 2nd time in the club's history, and still having a shot of setting a new Premier League points record with just 2 games to go. And as May arrives, it all comes down to this. Our final 2 games of the Premier League season are at home against Huddersfield and Southampton away, but the bigger games, the 2 legs of our Champions League semi-final tie against Atletico Madrid, with the first one coming at home, and that's the game we dive into right now. Manchester City have never reached a Champions League final before, so tonight we have a big chance to take a big step towards making history and keeping our treble dreams alive. It's Atletico Madrid in the first leg of our Champions League semi-final. One thing we cannot afford to do tonight is concede an away goal. I don't mind if we don't score, but I don't want to head back to Spain knowing we must score to have any chance of reaching the final. As Thomas finds Griezmann, it's going to be hard to keep him quiet tonight, and Ederson makes a really important save there. We don't want to fall behind, we can't afford to concede. Good stop by the Brazilian, still 0-0. Robben's corner, Walker heads clear, and thank goodness Ederson bailed us out there. Thank goodness for Ederson, massive save there, but it's Atletico with the early pressure. Yannick Ferreira Carrasco just wide of the post. Simeone's boys tonight going for that away goal, and they're going very close. Silva on the ball. Can we create our first chance here? David Silva threading it through. Sergio Aguero. Oh, what a save by Jan Oblak. First chance of the game for us, but a brilliant stop there. Still 0-0. Who is going to draw first blood in this first leg of the semi-final? Second half underway, still tied at 0-0. We didn't play too well in the first half, but did end it strong. Can we start the second half strong? Sterling cuts inside. Raheem Sterling! Oh yes, Raheem Sterling gives us the lead, and 51 minutes in, the former Liverpool man delivers on the big stage. Manchester City 1, Atletico Madrid 0, and we draw first blood 6 minutes into the second half. Big 22 minutes remain here, still leading by 1, but can't rule out Atletico. Finding the equalising goal as Griezmann is denied by Ederson. 21 minutes remaining. If we can hold on to this scoreline, taking it back to Spain, that would be a great result. Big final 20 minutes in this first leg to come. We are waiting for the final whistle to come any second now, and that will confirm a big, solid first leg result here at the Etihad Stadium. We're going to win by a 0-0, and we won't concede an away goal. As we head to Spain, we're in the driving seat. We're 90 minutes away from a place in the Champions League final. Come on! Oh my word, that was a massive, massive victory. But take your minds off Europe for a second, because the second game of May is another massive one in the Premier League as we go in our pursuit of setting a new points record. We need 2 wins from our final 2 games, our first of which is our final home game against Huddersfield Town. And I know this cost us against West Ham, but I'm going to field a backup brigade for this game. The Atletico Madrid second leg is in just 3 days' time. I need my first 11 fit for that if we are to make the CL final. So come on, the backup brigade, get the job done. Yes, a 2-0 victory, and we still have a chance of setting the new points record. And now it is time for the big one, the second leg of our Champions League semi-final tie, as we travel to Spain to take on Atletico Madrid, leading 1-0 from our first leg victory at the Etihad Stadium. The winners of this tie will face Bayern Munich in the final after they overcame Roma by 3-2. So this is it. Don't concede tonight, and we're into our first ever Champions Champions League final. We're 90 minutes away. Come on, Manchester City. Let's keep our treble dreams alive tonight. Get a clean sheet, get through to the final. Simple as that. Our defense has been pretty solid all season long. So tonight, another good display, and that will do it. We'll be reaching our first ever Champions League final. Oh man, the nerves are real, but it's also worth noting if we score tonight, Atletico must score twice due to their failure of getting an away goal at the Etihad. So let's go for it. Let's not sit back. Let's go for it. And here's Sergio Aguero, who's through and scores against his former team to give us the lead just 5 minutes in and possibly send us in to our first ever Champions League final. What a through ball. Sergio with a finish, and it's the dream start away in Madrid. Atletico Madrid 0, Manchester City 1. Sergio Aguero, Manchester City legend. Club record goal scorer. Regardless of what happens between now and the end of his Manchester City career, he'll always be regarded as a legend by the fans. But if he fires us into the Champions League final, that just adds to his legacy. What a start he's had. What a start we've had. Kevin De Bruyne, what a season he's having. De Bruyne still. Raheem Sterling for a chance for 2-0. Yes! Fires it in. All Black can't keep it out. What a beginning. Atletico Madrid 0, Manchester City 2, and now the hosts must score 4 times on the night. Atletico Madrid now must score 4 times on the night, otherwise they are out. And they're a great team, they're capable of doing that, but against our fantastic defence, it's highly unlikely, and 4 could have become 5 had Aguero not been denied by a great save by All Black. Still 2-0, but we knew what was at stake tonight. Our first ever place in our first ever Champions League final, and we have stood up, been counted, and they're going to surely claim it. Come on, Manchester City. Griezmann shut down, but crosses anyway, and Company can't win the header, and Vitolo has given Atletico a glimmer of hope. They need 3 more goals with 15 minutes to go. The clean sheet is gone, but surely our ticket to the final is all but secure. As we are waiting for the finals to come any second now, there it is right on cue, and it confirms what we've known for most of the game. Manchester City are heading in to their first ever Champions League final. It was going to be a tough tie, but we passed the test with flying colours. 3-1 the aggregate scoreline, and we'll take on Bayern Munich in our first ever Champions League final. And as we head into the final game of the Premier League season on the back of that massive high, the result effectively means nothing, but I've got to play it because there's a chance to set a new Premier League points record if we beat Southampton away at St Mary's. Only a win will do, so let's get it done and set a record-breaking season with Manchester City in the Premier League. Come on! Well, regardless of the result, it's still been an extraordinary season. EFL Cup winners, Premier League winners, and obviously a chance at a treble still of our first ever Champions League final. But I don't want to slip up on the final day, man. That's never a great feeling. Got to get the win here. Got to set that points record. Come on, Manchester City. Let's cap off what's been an amazing Premier League campaign by becoming record breakers. Raheem Sterling, what a start. Fires it in, McCarthy couldn't keep it out, and Sterling gives us the lead directly from kickoff. 1-0, we ain't going to choke, baby. We're record breakers. Verratti, Sterling to Aguero. If we can get a second goal quickly here, that would be fantastic. Marco Verratti, club record signing, drills it in to the bottom corner, and that is the way to start the game off. Southampton 0, Manchester City 2, and our club record signing that cost us almost £100 million proves he's been nothing other than a brilliant investment. 2-0 to the away side. This record is going to get broken. Come on! Blue Moon has risen, no question. A new Premier League points record into our first ever Champions League final. A domestic double, regardless of what happens in that CL final versus Bayern as well. What a season this has been for Manchester City as Marlos finds space and finds Jeremy, who puts it wide of the post and behind for a goal kick. It's been extraordinary, absolutely extraordinary. If we can cap off what's been one of the best seasons ever with a Champions League winning trophy as well, that'll be amazing. Alaba to Sterling into Silva, and now De Bruyne, our player of the season and the golden boot winner, blocked, but Sane turns in the rebound. Southampton 0, Manchester City 3, points record broken, and we're only 27 minutes in. Redmond for the Saints trying to get Southampton back in this one here and prevent us from celebrating too early. Great work from Nathan Redmond. Oh, Verratti's just assisted Marlos. Well, it's 3-1, and if I throw this away, I will not forgive myself. I mean, Marco Verratti's passing's fantastic. He can assist other players on the other team. It's not going to matter because as we wait for the final whistle to come any second now, that will confirm it. Manchester City's win on the final day means that Chelsea's proud, fantastic points record of 95 is going to go, as Charlie Austin, to be fair, does make it 3-2 and make me sweat a little bit in stoppage time, but I'm sure the final will go just after kickoff, and well, we've avoided a collapse of what would have been absolutely epic proportions, and we are going to do it. Sane cuts inside, finds Aguero to Silva, and 2 goals is, no, I put it wide. Well, a crazy finish here at St Mary's, but it's all over anyway. Southampton 2, Manchester City 3, we just about hold on, and we've done it. A new points record is set with 96 for the Premier League season. What an incredible year for Manchester City, and what an incredible finish that was. Had we thrown that away when leading 3-0 at half-time, I never would have forgiven myself. But we held on, we've done it, and Manchester City have capped off what has been an incredible season by setting a new points record in the Premier League, getting one more than Chelsea's extraordinary season back in 2004-2005. Whatever happens in the Champions League final, this will still go down as Manchester City's greatest season ever, setting a new record and claiming a domestic double. But as we now head into our first ever European final, let's end this season in the most amazing way and win our first ever Champions League. It's Bayern Munich in the Champions League final as we take on Pep's old side. Can we come through and claim a magic treble to end what has been an unbelievable season? Come on, Manchester City! You know the one thing I don't like about FIFA CM, when you're playing in the Champions League final, if you're in June and the kickoff is 8, which it always is, then the weather and the conditions are like daytime. It's supposed to be evening, but because there's no dynamic weather change and it doesn't go into the night, it always stays at like a sunny like feel, which sort of ruins the realism aspect a little bit. But hey, I don't mind what the weather is, as long as we can win and win our first ever Champions League. Kevin De Bruyne! What a start, and our player of the season says forget the weather conditions, we're going to lift our first ever Champions League, and our player of the season has done it again. Oh, Kevin De Bruyne, unstoppable. Manchester City 1, Bayern Munich 0, and as we go for the treble, the Golden Boot winner in the Premier League might win the Golden Boot in the Champions League as well. How dare you try and stop this Belgian beast? De Bruyne has been absolutely incredible all season long. He is a big reason as to why we have a shot of the treble heading into the CL final, and he started off by saying that we're going to win it. We're going to win it. Our first ever Champions League. Plenty of the game left to go, but what a start. And now as Verratti's on the ball, he's got Sterling out wide. And if we can double our lead here, 11 minutes in, that'll be incredible. Raheem Sterling bearing down on goal. 2-0 Manchester City. Raheem Sterling doubles the lead, and 12 minutes in, we go 2 goals up in the Champions League final. This is the stuff of dreams. Manchester City, with a chance at winning their first ever Champions League, are delivering on the big stage. Raheem Sterling rifles it in. It's 2-0 inside the first quarter of an hour. What a start here in Germany. We're 2 goals up on Bayern Munich. Bayern needs to get a grip on this and really needs to get a goal as well. 2 goals up already, but here comes Thiago. Oh, just wide of the post from the Spaniard as we still do lead by 2. And whilst we have had an amazing start, can't rule out an amazing side like Bayern getting back into this final. Got to keep our discipline, lads. Game is far from over. And that is going to do it for the first half. We've proved we're one of the best teams the Premier League's ever seen. Now we're trying to prove we're one of the best teams that Europe's ever seen. We are 2 goals to the good in the Champions League final and 45 minutes away from winning the treble and claiming our first ever Champions League. Come on, Manchester City. 21 minutes to go and we are still leading by 2 here in Berlin as Sane rolls it through to De Bruyne. Out comes Neuer. Didn't get there. Sterling can surely wrap it up, and Neuer... Is it just going to... No! Oh, how on earth did that ball stay out? I genuinely have no idea how that ball stayed out of the goal. That was one of the most extraordinary quick goal mouse scrambles I've ever seen. Because we still lead by 2. That would have done it. That would have done it for us. Silva, Aguero. This time, Sergio Aguero couldn't get past Boateng, but does win the free kick. That was quite remarkable. De Bruyne to take it. I'm going to try and drill it in the near post. Kevin De Bruyne. Neuer with the save. And Sterling turns and crosses. And Neuer gets it away. What a game this has been. But 11 minutes to go. It's surely all over. Surely this Champions League is ours. What a season this has been. And if we can close out this, it will be an unbelievable ending, a fairy tale ending to an extraordinary season as Muller's shot is blocked. Manchester City reached the Champions League final for the first time ever, and they're going to come through and win it by 2-0 to wrap up what has been a treble-winning season and a record-breaking season. The Blue Moon has risen as Manchester City are Champions League winners.
Well, there is the final whistle, and that confirms what we've been knowing for some time, that they are the champions. Alan.
Yeah, absolute joy amongst those players. They've worked long and hard, haven't they, over the course of the last 9 months or so, and boy, they deserve it.
These are special moments for a very successful team. Congratulations to them. Well, it's been a terrific final and a terrific tournament right from the early rounds, the group stages, and here we are at the climax of it all, Alan.
Yeah, it's the pinnacle of club football, isn't it, for these professionals? A day, a season they will never forget. What a campaign for them.
They are Europe's elite. They have won the Champions Cup. Going over to their supporters now. And they're still together in the celebrations as they have been through the season.
Yeah, you do get the feeling with these boys, they are a proper unit. There's really good team spirit within that dressing room, which you need at any successful club. These have certainly been that.
You have to have the team photo, and they're getting ready for it now.
Yeah, one of those lovely scenes that you'll hang on the wall back at home.
The best possible way to end what was an incredible career mode season. Manchester City win the Premier League and set a new points record, win the EFL Cup as part of a domestic double, and in their first ever Champions League final, also won that as well in a treble winning season that the Manchester City fans will never forget. We are building a quite extraordinary team and an unstoppable force in England and European football as well. And with so much young talent, so many amazing players, it's going to take something special to stop us from dominating Europe for a very long time. But that will end the full Manchester City career mode story, guys, so I really hope you have enjoyed it. And if you have enjoyed a highly successful and incredible season with Manchester City, then please do drop a like, as likes are of course very much appreciated, and hear out channel out as well. Much love to you all. Enjoy the EFL Cup final today. Have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for next full career mode story very soon. And if you made it through to the end, comment "the blue moon has risen," so I'll know how many of you made it all the way to the end of the video. Much love, have a great day, and I'll see you for the next full career mode story very soon.